You said that the ultimate goal for within a relationship is to create peace and have peace.
Well, yeah, that's one of them. Is this peace and space?
Right. So I just wanted you to
and
talk.
Trust.
Right.
Trust.
Trust. Yeah.
But the trust is sacred.
Yeah.
Trust is a sacred thing. Trust. So if you can have sex and trust in the same place, right?
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That's where the big thrill is for me.
Yeah.
Trust. That's where all the space comes from. See, that's when God enters into when there's trust. If there's no trust, it won't be there.
Right.
Trust is trust and space.
So where does the
No fear.
base for creating a new and like evolutionary tension to create a new within the relationship come if the goal is peace?
Well, no, I was saying trust within the interpersonal sphere between the two individuals, in terms of in their personal relationship, in the interpersonal sphere between them, in terms of what they're sharing is peace. But there's plenty of room for evolutionary tension in terms of their shared creative endeavor. If they're committed, for example, to the evolution of self, culture and cosmos, then that's what they're living for. So that they're literally living for that. They're living and breathing. So that's going to happen through them. That's exciting. But in terms of that's the evolutionary tension is going to come from the authentic self, from the evolutionary impulsive self. But in terms of the space between them as human beings, what you share is trust. So if you can have the deep trust between a couple, in a couple, that's where the feeling of space comes from. But there's no conflict between that and those two individuals in that case being committed to the evolution of self, culture, and cosmos. And when people feel that burning, searing energy coming through them, it's not an interpersonal energy that has to do with the we space that they're sharing in relationship to their relationship. It has to do with the relationship to life, to being here in this world. That vertical energy. What?
So there could be an impersonal conflict, or at least friction, dialogue to create what's new, but it would be coming
in terms of positive creative friction?
Right.
Of course, all the more the better.
Right.
The more creative friction there, the more the better. The more creative friction there is, the more ecstasy there's going to be in the relationships. Right? The more creative friction there is, the more ecstasy there will be in the relationship. Because then, the more creative friction there is, the more the individuals in the relationships, not just sexual in this case, then that's when we actually experience the truth of evolution is that we're all going somewhere. So that's we're going somewhere. We're all on a journey. We're going somewhere. And so when that's not just an idea, but when you actually experience the truth of it, when you experience that vertical movement happening within you and within other people at the same, you actually feel we are going somewhere right now. The train's moving. That's the biggest thrill. So the more creative friction that there is between individuals, the more ecstasy is experienced based upon the shared direct experience and recognition of the fact that we're actually moving, we're actually going somewhere. Evolution is happening in and through us right now. So when you experience and when you initiate and experience the movement and the telos of evolution happening within you and within the individuals, that's in terms of evolutionary spirituality, that's the greatest good is happening through you. And that happens as a result of engaging with great intensity with creative friction. The more intensity, the better. And the more that happens, that which is new begins to, the emergence of that which is new, potentials emerge that weren't there before. And then you actually are creating something new with other people. You're giving birth to something that you're giving, something new is arising within you and within this we space that never existed before. And that is a result of creative friction, just like as you brought up, and that's the biggest thrill. So we don't want the experience of sexual intimacy to in any way distract from the autonomy or the autonomous potential of the individual. See, and that's a tall order,
Thank
right?
you.